Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to our next episode of Monday Minutes with Eva and Christine. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I know we did.
We did. We had a nice weekend, but it's so cold today. I'm just.
It is super cold right
We've
now.
been too spoiled this winter.
Yeah, I know. The weather actually over the weekend was kind of crappy, but it was a nice to stay in by the fire.
Yes.
Whenever you could.
Definitely. So it's really great to be back. So this is our second episode of 2024.
Yes.
And we have an interesting topic today.
Yes, we do have an interesting topic because we know how important this topic is for 2024. There has been some recent changes within our operating body in real estate. Some new rules and regulations that we find is important. We need to let you know because it will it'll change how you view your next transaction.
Yes. Right? So the real estate industry has really gotten a big shaking with all these new rules that have come in that we need to implement. But they're all good things. And for the most part, they were being done before. It's just now it just provides more clarity from the agent to the customer or the consumer.
Yes.
So not as many changes on the selling side. So in a nutshell, I'll talk about the selling and then Christine will talk about the buying. But on the selling side, when we take on a listing, a seller now has the option to pick and choose what could be revealed with respect to multiple offers. So it's something that we don't have to decide at the time we take on the listing, but as things progress and say, we're getting offers and the seller tells us, well, I'd like to disclose price between offers, or I'd like to disclose closing dates or what the conditions are. So it's a communication between us and the seller and what we're going to convey to the buyers and their agent. So that is the biggest change that I see on the selling side.
And it's not personal information that gets shared to the seller. It's just what's in the offers.
Yes. And the seller can choose how much information they want to provide. So it's totally up to them. We have to have it in writing. So whatever is decided, there's a form that's a new form and we sign it. So again, it's about clarity. It's documented. What did the seller want? What did their agent do? And what was communicated? It's all,
Yes. It's
up
very
in the forefront.
Yeah. I like it actually.
I like it. It just it protects people and it gives consumers more of a comfort level, especially with multiple offers, because they will still come. Yes. I have a big suspicion that come in the spring or summer, like as soon as the rates drop a bit, we're going to see some more competition again. So
because there are quite a few buyers out there that are just have this like pent up energy that they just need to go buy a house, honestly, but they're like worried.
Buyers that are out there, if you want to buy, this is still the time to buy. There's houses that have been sitting since September and October with very motivated sellers. Yeah. And it's a good time to buy those homes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, I wouldn't be surprised if some of those homes relisted and even at a higher price. For the spring market.
Yeah, you just never know.
You never know. Stranger things could happen. So Christine's going to talk about what's new for buyers.
Yes. One thing that is new is more paperwork, unfortunately. But this is to protect you as a client and us as a realtor, so that we know what role is being played by each person. So
and what's everybody's expectations? Yeah, it's all outlined.
So RICO has come out with an information guide that is 12 pages long.
And RICO is the Real Estate Council of Ontario, and they regulate our industry and us as agents and protection to the consumer. So RICO has introduced this buying guide.
Yes. So, and it is meant for clarity 100%, because the reason this came out was there wasn't a clear distinction between being represented or just
being the customer service, which is gone now. So
basically it's like, all it is you're either being represented by a real estate agent or you're representing yourself, where a real estate agent can no longer give you advice or direction in a transaction. So with your so you would have to work with a lawyer in order to proceed with your offers to make sure that you're being, getting the clarity
because sometimes
that you need.
what's happening is if you're working for a seller and you bring in a buyer, and then the confusion was, okay, are we acting for the buyer and the seller? And that could still happen. We can have multiple representation as long as everybody agrees to it. Or a person may say, no, I'll just get my lawyer to prepare the offer. Or they may say, I don't want my lawyer I still want you to prepare it, but I don't want to be your client. Then what we could do is either be multiple representation, or we just have the seller draw up an offer and see if the buyer likes it, and they can have their lawyer check it. So that's basically it in a nutshell. Sounds easy.
So what I really wanted to share with you about this is there's a lot of reading here, but it is worth reading because it has a lot of great information. So what you'll find inside this guide is what working with a realtor will be like. So what their job will be for you and what you can expect from them if they are representing you. Know the risks of representing yourself. So if you decide that you do not want to be represented, you want to be, for example, you want to sell your home on your own, or you have experience and you want to do your transaction as a buyer by yourself as well. So this explains what the risks are if you choose to be self-represented. Signing a contract with the real estate brokerage, so that is a little bit different now too. So that explains. So there's designated representation now.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, what that means is before all contracts were with the brokerage, and we were the people handling the transactions on behalf of the brokerage, which technically. Sorry,
connection was a little bit
so
crazy.
Which technically everything was multiple representation.
Yeah, it was a little crazy.
Now the contract could be either with the brokerage or it will be a designated representative. So the contract is actually with your agent, the agent that's assigned to the transaction. So it's not the brokerage. Right. Our office is choosing to do it that way. There's brokerages that will still have the contract with the brokerage and then deal with with their agents however they wish. But in a nutshell, that's what it is. So you're actually signing your contract. It's now with your designated representative.
Yes, and this booklet that you will be sent, because this is something as an agent we have to send to you, mandatory, so that you understand your position and our position. So in here you'll also understand what a multiple representation is now compared to what it was in 2023 and earlier. And then of course they also put in here like how to make a complaint. So if something didn't go through the way that you thought it should be, whether you're representing yourself or with an agent, the opportunity to learn more about that is in here as well. So this is something that everybody will have to require to send to you. So if you are going to be listing your home, or you want to be represented as a buyer, or even self-represent, these are things that we will have to send to you in the beginning to read over, just so that we know that you understand what is being done and what we're offering you for services.
And again, I think it's good, and for the most part, we already were doing that. It's just
this is just more clear.
More clear.
Yeah. Just more clear.
Just that everybody knows their role, what is to be expected, what is our exact service to you going to be.
It also helps us as agents to know, how we can help you. So right from the start, if we know that you want us to represent you, we can get right to work. Whereas before it was kind of like, am I going to be representing them, or am I just, going out and showing these homes for the weekend, and then all of a sudden they decide to do it themselves or go with someone else. So it just kind of gives us as agents a little bit more clarity on how we can help people.
Yeah, and each situation is still unique, and we can still work to find the best solution with each buyer that we deal with.
Yeah.
So it's always best to have your own representation, not self-representation, but have your own agent on the buying process, because it is such a complicated contract to work with. It's not like you go and you see a house and you just buy it. It's not like ringing it in the cash register and here's your product.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many legalities and you're signing a contract and it's a big commitment.
Yeah.
So it's best to have a knowledgeable sales agent to take care of you. Which, by the way, Christine is an accredited buyer's representative. She's done extra courses to better represent our buyers within our team. And, you know, it'd be like in really good hands, even if it's just a phone call with some questions, and then that could lead to more or not. Please feel free to always reach out.
Yeah. So if you want to get your hands on one of these buyer guides, so that you know and you're ready for your next transactions, then we'd be happy to
just give us your email and we can send it to you. You don't need to have a hard copy, but yeah.
No, yes. I printed this off, but it does come online where you can look at it.
Yeah.
And we will have to also ask, so anytime, if you have an agent, you're working with them and they send this to you, if we send this to you, then there is an acknowledgement. We have to know that you read it and understand it, so there will be the request of you signing it to acknowledge that you understand what is going on.
That's if we progress to work with you.
That's right.
I mean, if we just send them out now for your information, you don't need to acknowledge that.
No.
But if we ended up working with you, then we would ask you for that acknowledgement page.
Yes,
just
exactly.
Because Rico's going to be monitoring that we
they
have
are.
done this, that we are relaying this information that they feel is important go out to the consumer.
Yes.
So it's all for your benefit, guys.
Yeah, it's all to protect you as the client.
Yep.
So we thought it was important that we shared this with you guys today, because this is an important step in how we work with our clients, whether selling or buying. So
a little bit extra paperwork, but more information. So it's really good.
Yeah. Information is always good.
Yep.
That way you're not unsure of what's going on. So
yeah, it's all very in the forefront, and it's always for your protection.
Absolutely. So if this is something you want to read through prior to working with your agent or working with us, because if you have one, we're not soliciting anybody already on your contract, but if you're looking for realtors, here you go. Look at it.
Buy your accreditation here. She's got the extra knowledge. So, yeah.
Okay.
Please contact us at alairaldhouserealestate.com or the 705-922-220 phone number.
Yes, absolutely.
Have a great week. Stay warm.
Yes. I heard next week's going to warm up again, but
yeah, it might get rain.
I don't know. We're getting winter anyways, right?
Yep.
All right, guys.
Take care. Have a great day. Bye.